understand there will be consequences!
Is that a threat?
Commander.
I never imagined that a simple dispute over a garden fence could unravel into something straight out of a thriller novel. But that's exactly what happened in our quiet suburb of Willow Creek Estates. My name is Richard Thompson, and at 58, I've spent over 3 decades teaching U.S. history at Washington High School in a mid-sized town just outside Columbus, Ohio. If there's one thing grading endless essays on the American Revolution has taught me, it's that the most dangerous threats often hide behind the friendliest faces. My wife, Emily Carter, is 60 and serves as a police commander in our local department, though she keeps that under wraps in the neighborhood. No one wants their backyard barbecues interrupted by questions about speeding tickets or unsolved burglaries. We'd been married for 15 years and had called Willow Creek home for nearly a year when the trouble started. It was the kind of place you'd see in old sitcom tree-lined streets, matching porches, and an HOA that enforced rules like they were federal law. Kids played catch until dusk, and neighbors swapped recipes over fences. Or so we thought. It all began on a crisp autumn morning in October. Tucked into our mailbox was an official-looking notice from our HOA president, Patricia Wilkins. She'd been running the show for about 5 years, and everyone adored her. She organized block parties that raised money for local shelters, settled arguments between neighbors with a grandmotherly wisdom, and even helped folks with their errands. If your car wouldn't start, Patricia somehow knew and had jumper cables ready. Looking back, that level of involvement should have set off alarms, but hindsight is always clearer than the present. The fine was $4.750. Our garden fence was allegedly 3 inches too high, violating some obscure community guideline. The letter came with glossy photos of our fence from every angle and citations from city codes. It looked legitimate, down to the embossed seal. Over coffee, Emily shrugged it off. Let's not make waves, Richard. It's not worth the hassle. But something gnawed at me. Call it a teacher's intuition from spotting plagiarized papers. Everything added up too neatly, yet felt off. I grabbed a measuring tape from our garage and walked the block. Out of 15 fences on Elm Drive, 9 were taller than ours. 4 were shorter by barely an inch. Why us? Selective enforcement screamed louder than a fire alarm. A few days later, Harold Jenkins, our neighborhood fix-it guy, stopped by to repair a loose shutter. While he worked, he casually mentioned, Patricia's been asking me to note any home updates that might need fixing to keep everyone in line with the rules. You know, to avoid surprises. He said it like it was helpful, but it hit me like a cold splash. This wasn't neighborly. This was organized watching. Patricia had been keeping tabs on us, waiting for a slip-up. That Friday, after a long day lecturing on the Bill of Rights, I fumbled my keys at the front door. They skittered under Emily's flower bed by the window, a colorful setup. She tended to make our home feel inviting. As I reached in, my fingers brushed something hard and metallic that didn't belong. Pulling it out, I stared at a small, high-tech gadget the size of a silver dollar, with a lens and sturdy mounting. My stomach dropped. This was no toy. It was a camera, pointed right into our living room. The nausea hit hard. How long had it been there? What private moments had it captured? Our dinners, our arguments, our quiet evenings. I sat on the porch steps, turning it over, feeling violated in a way I'd never experienced. A quick online search confirmed my fears. Model VX, 5200, sold only to police departments and licensed PIs. This required credentials. It wasn't amateur stuff. When Emily got home, I showed her without a word. Her face shifted from puzzled to furious as she inspected it like evidence from a crime scene. This is prograde, Richard. Whoever planted it knows what they're doing and they have connections. Then she asked the question that flipped our world. Who else knows I'm a commander? We both realized the fence fine was a smokescreen. This was targeted. The next day, my phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. Urgent HOA meeting tonight, 7 p.m., Community Hall. Vital safety issues at stake. PW. I knew in my gut this was no routine gathering. If dealing with high school drama had taught me anything, it's that emergency calls after you've poked the bear mean ambush. Emily and I arrived to find the hall packed, over 40 families crammed into a space, usually for bingo nights and potlucks. Patricia stood at the front, clipboard in hand, her warm smile hiding something sharper. Thanks for coming, she said, voice laced with concern. We've got serious privacy and rule-breaking problems threatening our safety. the room murmured. Emily tensed beside me. This felt like a setup. Neighbors stood one by one, voicing scripted worries. Susan Reynolds, from down the street, said shakily, "I'm scared about hidden cameras in our homes. Who knows what they're recording?" Harold added, "When folks ignore standards, it endangers us all." It was orchestrated. Patricia nodded at each speaker like a conductor. I'd seen this in class-coordinated takedowns disguised as spontaneity. I stood, channeling my lecture voice. "If we're talking privacy, let's discuss this." I held up the camera. Found it spying into our house. Law enforcement level gear. "Who thinks that's okay?" Gasps rippled through the crowd. Some looked shocked, others doubtful. Patricia's smile faltered, flashing anger before recovering. "Probably a mix-up made for burglar watch." But I pressed. "Inside our home? With permits only pros can get." The room split whispers, side glances. Harold muttered to Susan, "I didn't say that about rules. She told me to." The meeting dissolved in chaos, Patricia claiming she'd consult authorities. In the lot, I overheard her on the phone. "Push the plan forward. They've found the device too soon. How long till she uncovers me?" Emily and I exchanged looks. If Patricia wasn't who she seemed, what monster lived among us? 24 hours later, Patricia pounded on our door, all pretense gone. "The fines do now, no delays." Emily stepped up. "We've checked. It's uneven enforcement. We're appealing." Patricia's face twisted in rage before smoothing. She glanced at her watch repeatedly, like racing a clock. "You don't get either are repercussions." Emily's voice turned steel. "Is that a threat?" Instead of answering, Patricia dialed 911. "Send officers quick. Aggressive residents over a valid fine. I fear for safety." I was stunned. She framed us as dangers, knowing how to trigger a response. This was pro-level manipulation. Officer Daniels arrived fast, mid-30s, all business. Patricia launched her act. "They're hostile over enforcement. I'm terrified." Daniels turned to Emily for her side-in froze. "Commander Carter?" "Ma'am, I didn't realize." Patricia's confidence shattered. She backed away, clipboard clattering. The shift was electric. "Backup," Officer Ramirez arrived and echoed. "Commander? Everything okay?" Radio buzz spread like fire. Our department's 200 officers heard "Commander Carter" in a civilian spat. Patricia stammered. Her job doesn't matter, rules for all. But the officers clarified. HOA stuff civil, not police business. As they left, Patricia's plan crumbled. Emily's phone lit up with calls from worried colleagues. What if this exposed her address deliberately? Captain Ellis summoned Emily. Department's buzzing. "My office tomorrow. Image concerns." That night, Emily whispered, "What if the fence was bait to broadcast where I live?" The thought chilled me. This wasn't petty. It was calculated exposure. Patricia didn't back down. She amplified the revelation. Whispers flew. "Police abusing power in our suburb." Susan echoed. "Off-duty cops intimidating folks over rules." Neighbors avoided us. Invites vanished. Our walks became lonely. Emily's career teeter. Complaints filed. Scrutiny loomed. "One more issue, and IA reviews," she said, shaken. I fought back, door to door with proof. Fence photos, camera details, timelines. "See the inconsistencies?" Some listened. Harold allied, showing notes of Patricia's spy requests on Emily's routine. "This ain't right. She wanted dirt on your wife's shifts." Detective Harlan Brooks raised flags new to fraud unit the week we moved, asking odd questions about Emily's oversight views. Coincidence? Unlikely. Emily planned a sting. I wired up, met Brooks for coffee as worried hubby. He knew too much. Camera model, meeting details, our schedules. "Emily works late Wednesdays, huh?" Tough in a tense hood. The tape to Ellis sparked IA. Brooks cracked. "She cleared my $85,000 debts if I fed info on Carter." She was Monica, not Patricia. Databases revealed Patricia Wilkins as fabricated. Real name, Sergeant Monica Vaughn, vanished from Detroit PD in 2019 after $420,000 went missing from evidence, faked a drowning in Lake Erie. Her scheme, for years, for suburbs: Akron OH, Lansing, Michigan, Toledo, Ohio, now Willow Creek. Infiltrate as HOA head, build trust, siphon via bogus fees. Total haul, $2.4 million. Brooks, her lover, picked our spot for jurisdictional edges, aiding her cop watch. We gathered the 52 families. Emily exposed her. Shockwave. Susan wept, realizing manipulation. Monica's home, vacated professionally. Files on prior victims lingered, hinting at ongoing watches. FBI agent Ramirez stormed in. Vaughn's a ghost we've chased years. Her cycle, 14 to 18 months per town, psychological predation. But she struck back, abducted Susan with a stun gun, holed up in the old rec center. Help me escape, or else. Over phone. Carter's corrupt the hero gathering proof. Susan endured mind games. Emily's framing me. But held firm. Harold's blueprints aided SWAT. Brooks revealed fears poverty from foster days. Ramirez bluffed asset seizure. You'll rot broke. Monica raged. I earned that these fools deserved fleecing. Susan escaped. Agents nabbed her. Monica's parting shot. Bigger players lurk. Carter's just the start. Bluff or truth? Unclear. Trial in Detroit, 9 months on. Victims testified. Harold's logs. Susan's ordeal. Brooks breakdown. Monica on stand. They craved excitement. I provided. Survival of the smartest. Jury appalled. Judge, you shattered trust irreparably. Sentence, 25 years, full restitution, lifetime bans. Brooks, for years, badge gone, shamed. Fallout. Neighborhood Integrity Act, mandates HOA checks. Case in academies. Monica, shunned in prison, manipulators spot her kind. Our healing. Susan leads transparently. Harold's real watch aids all. Emily heads outreach, commended. Our fence stays, plaque, for reclaimed trust. Newcomers here. We're vigilant now, stronger together. What do you think about the violence and injustice woven into everyday life, as in this tale? Share your stance in the comments. Do you believe communities can truly root out hidden threats? Or are we all vulnerable? Let's discuss your views.